Okay. I guess I'm a little early, just kind of getting things adjusted here. Oops. Yeah, we've got audio. That's good. Yeah. Little reverb. Where's my name? I need my name up there. How are people going to know who I am? But there we go. Good chunk. That's me. And we got this for. We only have 1 minute to go. That's soon. So we're going to get started. I just want to check to make sure we're on the air. And I'm pretty sure we are. I'm guessing whether we are. Yes, we are. Come on. Okay, just to make sure. Yes, we are live. All right, good. That's all I need to know. Just helps me feel better. And I'm glad we have a few people showing up already. I can sometimes tell. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can. And I'm going to announce, actually, turn down the volume a little. We don't want to overblow everybody. Let's make sure the piano is working. That's going to be important. I'm just going to do one more concert this month for the month of June. And July, I'm going to take a couple weeks off because I will be traveling to Michigan, and I plan to resume once I get to Michigan and get settled for a couple of weeks. So one more live piano bar. It will be this Sunday at 4 p.m. Arizona, 7 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, thank you all for all showing up all these times. And we've got sound. I think the mic sounds a little brash. Does it? Test 1, 2. I'm just going to wing it and play songs that I love. And I hope you love them too. These are the Piano Bar Classics. American Songbook Classics. Let's make it sound a little classier that way. And Amy, yes, going to Michigan. Yeah, you never know, Amy. Hey, could happen. I've got my new car, so the sky is the limit. Let's take it nice and easy. It's gonna be so easy for us to fall in love. Hey baby, what's your hurry? Relax and don't you worry. We're gonna fall in love. We're on the road to romance, that's safe to say. But let's make all the stops along the way. Yeah. The problem now, of course, is to simply hold your horses. To rush would be a crime. Nice and easy does it it every time. We're on the road to romance, that's safe to say. Let's make all the stops along the way. The problem now, of course, is to simply hold your horses. To rush would be a crime. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it every time. Yeah, we're getting started here. I remember I used to start with that one at the Tuscany in Oak Brook. Many times I'd pick that song as my first song. It's just a nice little bouncy song, Sinatra song. And I'm going to check to make sure I have the piano in the right output because I'm not hearing the piano in my earphones. So, no. Checking. Let's try this input. Nope. There. Got a little piano through the input now. Is that a little better, I hope? All right. Okay. I'm potking around here. Yeah. Oy vey. Little bit of music from the French composer Michel Legrand. And he did this beautiful song. It has French lyrics, but actually the English lyrics are exquisitely beautiful. Also, it's called Watch What Happens. Oh, let someone start believing in you. Let him hold out his hand. Let him hold you and watch what happens. Want someone who can look in your eyes and see into your heart. Let him hold you and watch what happens. Cold, no, I can't believe your heart is cold. Maybe just afraid to be broken again. Oh, let someone with that deep love to give that deep love to you. And what magic you'll see. Let someone give his heart, someone who cares like me. Heart is cold, maybe just afraid to be broken again. Oh, let someone with that deep love to give that deep love to you. And what magic you'll see. Let someone give his heart, someone who cares like me. Hello to Ron Bacon. Welcome. And I'm going to mention this a few times while I'm broadcasting today. I'm just going to do one more broadcast in June, and then I'm taking a couple of weeks off. I'm driving to Michigan and getting situated there, and then my plan is to resume sometime roughly in the middle of July. I'll resume some of the piano bar concerts, and I'll be coming from northern Michigan, where my house is in the Pigeon River Forest. It's Song of the Morning Yoga Retreat, and instead of opening a bottle of wine, it might be kombucha, but we'll see what happens. I have a little bottle of wine today, and I'm going to keep on doing songs. If there's any requests, please let me know. I always like to do a Duke Ellington tong and song. And here's one of my favorites, one of the first Duke Ellington songs I learned. And I used to play it for my cousin before he got married, or was it after he got married? You can decide. Mr. Saturday Dance, heard they frown to the floor. It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door. They would have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Oh, darling, I guess that my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? I've been invited on dates. Should have gone, but what for? It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Yeah. I missed a Saturday dance. Heard they crowd on the floor. Well, I'd be lonesome without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, got as far as the door. They would have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess that my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? I've been invited on dates. Should have gone, but what for? It's awfully different without you. Couldn't bear it without you. It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thank you. I had an interesting day today. I went over to my friend Ron Melman's house. He's a video photographer, one of the guys you call in Sedona when you want some video photography work done. And he's expert at it. And he said he wanted me to do a video, and he's done so many favors for me. I said, no question, come out, just name the time. So I went over to his house this morning, and he wanted songs from the 1920s. So I said, well, the only thing I have that would be close to the kind of clothes I should wear would be a tux. So I wore a tux, 10 o'clock this morning, went over to his house in 100-degree heat of Sedona. And not only was Ron there, but he had his assistant, who's actually his boss, sort of, or their partners, I guess mostly. But they had 2 video photographers, 3 cameras, a complete audio setup, grand piano, and they had me record songs for the upcoming benefit festival for the Humane Society, the Sedona Humane Society, which is a big organization in Sedona. And they're having a 1920s gala, and it's going to be live and it's going to be televised, I believe. And in between, they're going to have video clips of various musicians. But all the other musicians are submitting their videos with their iPhones or whatever. But for me, they wanted to make a production of about 4 or 5 songs from the 1920s. So I did all kinds of great songs. And one of them was this Irving Berlin song. It's a nice, beautiful love song. And I know Miles likes Irving Berlin, don't you? I think he said that one time. Very beautiful love song. This is a love song that Irving Berlin wrote for his wife and gave it to her as a present when they got married in 1926. And of course, this was one of his biggest money-making songs he ever wrote. One of Irving Berlin's most famous songs, right below God Bless America and White Christmas. This might be the 3rd one. I'll play it now. So, but isn't that sweet? He wrote a song for his wife when they got married and gave it to her as a present. I don't know why that tickles me, but I just think that's kind of cool. I don't know. I've been married a couple of times. If I wrote a song for my wife and gave it to her as a present, I don't know how that would. I guess I didn't have the stature Irving Berlin does. Let's get right to the point. Okay, there we go. But anyways, beautiful love song. So get in a love song mood here. I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true always. When the things you've planned are going out of hand, I will understand. Always, always, days may not be fair, always. That's when I'll be there, always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. Oh, I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true, always. When the things you've planned get out of hand, I will understand, always, always. Days may not be fair, always. That's when I'll be there, always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. Another song he wrote, well, I'm going to do the other song later because it's so similar, but it's called What'll I Do? So that'll be coming up in a little while. But it's time for a little more Sinatra, swinging Sinatra. You know, he did this song with Count Basie at the Sands in Las Vegas, not too far from Sedona, about a 4-hour drive. And it was written by Jimmy Van Heusen. Come fly with me. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lima Land there's a one-man band and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's float off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Say the words, we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lima Land there's a one-man band and he'll toot his flute for you. Fly with me, let's float off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Oh, say those words, we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, come fly with me. Come fly with me, come on, let's fly away. Jimmy Van Heusen wrote that song. Continuing with Sinatra, The Heat of the Day. Here, does my microphone have a little distortion in it? Hello, distortion. I guess it's all right. It's hard to tell. The heat of the day today. It's very hot here. It's almost 100 degrees in Sedona. It's way hotter than that down in Phoenix. But the summer wind is blowing in across the sea. Only there's no sea to blow across here. It's just the summer wind. So that's, and Peggy talks about how the great composer Richard Wagner wrote a string quartet for his wife on their anniversary. Now, there's an idea. If you guys are looking for something to do for your wife or girlfriend on your anniversary, just write a string quartet. That would be cool. I've always wanted to write a string quartet. The only problem is my facility. I did take violin lessons for a very short time. So I would have to, before I wrote a string quartet, I would have to talk to a close friend of mine who plays violin and talk to him about, just get some idea of what's going on with the violin. My granddaughter plays cello, and I've watched her progress. So, I get a little bit of an idea what's going on with that. And then, of course, viola, that just blows it all out of the water because viola is just crazy. That's the way it is. So the summer wind came blowing in across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. Wow. Wonder where they get these ideas for their lyrics. I don't know. The Great American Songbook has so many great songs. Oh, the summer wind came blowing in across the sea. Lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. All summer long we sang a song and we strode the golden sand to sweethearts and the summer wind. Like painted kites, the days and nights went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky, and softer than the piper man one day he called to you. I lost you to the summer wind. Play it again, Steve. Okay. The autumn wind, the winter winds have come and gone, but still the days, the lonely days, go on and on. Guess who sighs his lullabies through nights that never end? My fickle friend, the summer wind. The summer wind, the summer wind. Okay, it's time for some Joe Beam. Quiet nights of quiet stars, quiet chords for my guitar, floating on the silence that surrounds me. Quiet thoughts and quiet dreams, quiet walks by quiet streams, and the window that looks out on Corcovado. This is where I long to be, here with you so close to me, until the final flicker of life's ember. I was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter tragic joke I found with you. The meaning of existence, oh my love. Quiet nights of quiet stars, quiet chords for my guitar, floating on the silence that surrounds me. Quiet thoughts and quiet dreams, quiet walks by quiet streams, and the window that looks out on Corcovado. This is where I long to be, here with you so close to me, of life's ember. I was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter tragic joke have found with you the meaning of existence, oh my love, oh my love. Well, thank you for being here on this little musical piano bar journey today. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm going to be doing one more in the month of June, which is Sunday. And then the first part of July, I'm going to take some time off. I may play a replay or something if you guys think you want me to, or I might just take the time off. And then hopefully about the middle of July, I'll get you folks on my email list. I'm going to be cutting down the email list too, by the way. Only the people who have opened the email list or come to the piano bar concerts. I have this huge email list of family and friends, and because of the times, people are so polite now. They don't unsubscribe very often. I'm really kind of impressed with how polite people are, because if it was before, these times that we're going through now, I know I would have unsubscribed to a lot of stuff if it. I have family and friends who are coming to these piano bar get-togethers, and it's really just so much fun for me. And Amy, you've been to almost all of them, I think, and Peggy, you've been to almost all of them. And so, thank you for leaving your comments. I don't know if Ron Bacon is still listening, but he's been very helpful with some of the technical things. And so thank you. Got a few more songs to play before I get to my little bottle of wine over here. But I know, according to my indicators, there's at least, there's about 10 people maybe watching, about, give or take. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So Great American Songbook song. Let's see. Oh, Miles. Miles is here. Miles has been to a lot lately. I really appreciate you hanging out here, Miles, because it keeps me on my toes, because I know you're a musician and you're listening extra carefully to my technique and stuff like that. So, but keeps me on my toes. Thanks, Miles. And Miles Green is also doing his own um, internet broadcasts, and you just look him up, Miles Green, Greene. So you can check out his broadcasts too on Facebook, I believe, right? Yeah, Facebook. I'm sure it is. Well, let's fall. I like to do some of the same songs over and over these sessions that's because they are some of my favorite songs. So let's fall in love. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made of it. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it? Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Little we know of it, still we can try to make a go of it. We might have been meant for each other, to be or not to be. Let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made of it. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it? Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Little we know of it, still we can try to make a go of it. We might have been meant for each other, to be or not to be. Let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love. Down the scale. The D flat scale. That's 5 flats. I bet you Ron knew that. Ron Bacon wrote a string quartet. Wow. Wouldn't that be something to write a string quartet? And Peggy Smock is reminiscing about her parents having cocktail parties at her home. And these are, these songs, these great American songbook songs, we used to just call them standards. They've been played for many, many years, since the 30s. Can you imagine? When Billie Holiday was in a nightclub in the 1930s, and she was doing, some of these same songs. So there you go. Baby grand piano. And Canadian. Well, I know that there's a Canadian guy. I think Diana Krall is Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. Oscar Peterson is Canadian. There you go. There's some very talented Canadian entertainers. Gordon Lightfoot. Legend lives on from the Chippewa down on the big lake they call Gitche Gumee. You know that song? That was a Canadian singer. I'm trying to think if I know any Canadian singing songs, but I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Canadian. I like Richard Rodgers and the great songwriter. He also, Richard Rodgers also wrote the score to Victory at Sea. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember that great TV program, Newsreels of World War II. It was kind of shocking to me as a young kid to watch those newsreels of the war that I missed, fortunately being born too late. But his musical score was just remarkable. It's just haunting. And but then again, he wrote many famous songs, popular songs, and this is another one of his. By the way, Michael Bublé, he's another Canadian entertainer, piano player, singer. Richard Rodgers and Lorenz Hart wrote this song. Richard Rodgers wrote the music first, and then he would pass it over to Lorenz Hart, who would write the lyrics. And I guess he was such a talented lyricist, he could be in the middle of a noisy party and write lyrics to a song. He had that reputation. And then Richard Rodgers, when Lorenz Hart passed away, Richard Rodgers teamed up with Oscar Hammerstein. And then Oscar Hammerstein said, no, I write the lyrics first, and then I'll give the lyrics to you, and you write the music after that. So I wonder what kind of a change of routine that had to be for Richard Rodgers. It's hard to underestimate how great a composer Richard Rodgers was. He was also very persnickety. If singers would record his songs and change anything in his songs, he was very persnickety about that. Whereas some of the other songwriters were not quite so persnickety. They said, yeah, do what you want with it. But Richard Rodgers was. But hopefully he's not listening. I don't think he is. And I'm going to do one of his great songs with great lyrics. Isn't it romantic? So everybody get in a romantic mood now. And we will certainly when I bring my little glass of wine out. But for now, we'll just get a little romantic. Isn't it romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Moving shadows write the oldest magic word. I hear the music playing in the trees above, while all the world is saying we were meant for love. Isn't it romantic? Merely to be young on such a night as this. Isn't it romantic? Big shadows write the oldest magic word. Sweet shadows in the moonlight, do you mean that I will fall in love perchance? Isn't it romance? romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Moving shadows write the oldest magic word. I hear the music playing in the trees above, while all the world is saying we were meant for love. Isn't it romantic? Merely to be young on such a night as this. Isn't it romantic? Every note that's sung is like a magic kiss. Sweet symbols in the moonlight. Do you mean that I will fall in love perchance? Isn't it romance? Isn't it romantic? Just that lick is amazing musical mind. And then to come up, I apparently heard the lyrics first. Isn't it romantic? Lorenz Hart says. Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. And Richard Rodgers says, okay, I can write music to that. Simple. Hey, seems like anybody could do that. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, one of the songs from a very old song that's been done so many times by Billie Holiday, Frank Sinatra. Everybody does this song, and that's because it's a great song. Why not play the great songs? That's what I say. Even Willie Nelson did the song. And Miles Green is right. Irving Berlin is my favorite. He didn't write this one, but I'll do one of his later. All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips. I want to lose them. Take my arms. I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all of me? Oh, all of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips. I want to lose them. Oh, take my arms. I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all of me? So why not take all of me? right. And Amy has a comment. She says, Count Fisher and Ava Renee. I don't know them. I wish I did know them. But I don't know them. So sorry. Let's see. Getting rid of some of my extraneous windows here. Okay. Well, I think I'm just going to open a little bottle of wine. I'll do one more song. One more song. And then we're going to have a little wine break. How can you see me when I don't have my proper camera on? I'll do a little instrumental Burt Bacharach song. What's it all about, Alfie? Is it just for the moment you live? What's it all about, Alfie? Alfie. We got a couple of requests coming in. We got one from UK. Gethin Reese Bowen. And from the UK ask me if I can play Bridge Over Troubled Water. Ron Bacon has a request for Angel Eyes. Matt Dennis, yeah. Well, let me go in the order they came in. Let's see if I can. Haven't done Bridge Over Troubled Water for a long time. But let me see if I can. When you're weary. When you're weary feeling small. When tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side when times get rough and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'm on your side when times get rough and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'm on your side when darkness falls and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. That's for our friends who are in the piano bar, Steve's virtual piano bar, all the way from Wales. Wow, that's impressive. I'm kind of impressed by that. And I may message you later after the show because I'm curious to know how you found out about this little gathering we have, virtual piano bar. Maybe it's a friend of a friend, probably. But all right, well, another request from Ron Bacon. This is a great piano bar classic, a Sinatra tune, Angel Eyes. And I think Frank Sinatra used to end his show with this song quite often, or almost ended. I think he usually ended with My Way, but this was one of his signature songs, Angel Eyes by Matt Dennis. And Ron Bacon taught me something with his little comment here. Matt Dennis' middle name is Delmary. I've never even heard of that name before. Matt Delmary Dennis. And Matt Dennis also is known as being a very hip songwriter. He wrote some other very hip songs of which I can't even think. They're so hip I can't even think of. I'm not even that hip to know the names of the other songs he wrote. Didn't he write Everything Happens to Me? Was that one of them? I can't remember. But maybe Ron will list some of them in his chat here. So, okay. Very haunting. Try to think that love's not around, though it's unbearably near. This old heart ain't gaining no ground. Angel eyes ain't here. Angel eyes that old devil sent, they glow unbearably bright. Got to think my love's misspent, myths spent with angel eyes tonight. So drink up all you people, order anything you see, have fun you happy people, the drinks and the laughs are on me. Try to think that love's not around, though it's unbearably near. This old heart ain't gaining no ground. Angel eyes ain't here. So drink up all you people, order anything you see, have fun you happy people, the drinks and the laughs are on me. Pardon me, but I gotta run. The facts unbearably near. Got to find who's now number one, 'cause my angel eyes ain't here. Excuse me while I disappear. Yeah, what a beautiful haunting song. I'm still taken and feel it in my heart that somebody is watching all the way from Wales in the UK. That I don't know why that strikes me as something very nice and interesting. So thank you for popping in and chatting with us. Okay, I'm gonna have a little, just a short little pause to have a little half a glass of wine maybe, and hope everybody's having a good day. Or I'm thinking in Wales, it's got to be way later there. I mean, it's close to midnight there, I'm guessing. So, have a little Clos du Bois. It sounds French, but it's actually California Cabernet. So, L'chaim. It's actually almost, it is 5 o'clock here in Arizona. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's 5 o'clock here. How about that? Well, I had a good day. I had a little recording session, as I mentioned earlier, video recording session. And that was a volunteer for the animal shelter, the local in Sedona, and they're having a big gala. It's in September, but they wanted to record me before I left town. I'm going back to I'm leaving Arizona, going back to Michigan on this coming Monday. So I'll start driving. But I heard on the news that there could be trouble with that because some of the states aren't accepting people from Texas, Arizona, Florida, and some of those states. They are not allowed to go to some of the other states. So I have to check into that. I hope it's in Miles Green in Morton Grove, Illinois. It's a very nice suburb of Chicago. The northwest side, kind of, or north side, north to northwest. So it's going to cost me a little bit in gas. So any of your tips are appreciated. I do have it. I hope you can find the link to leave tips. I didn't actually concentrate on that today, but it does help very much in these times. I could actually be making more money by going on unemployment, I'm finding out. I have to fill out the form and tell them that I made money, but that's okay. I'd rather be doing this and making a little bit of money, having fun, doing what I do, and like that. So here is the answer, Steve. There's a guy in the town of Bala, which is in North Wales, UK, and he has his hobby in his little man cave, he calls it, in listening to entertainers on the internet. So how about that? That's a nice hobby to have. And you know what? There's so many great entertainers and musicians and stuff going on live on the internet. And by the way, as you know, this is live. Well, obviously it's live because I'm chatting with you. So sometimes I'll pre-record something, but I'll always put a big notice up there that it's pre-recorded. Just so you know, just to be full disclosure. So anyway, thank you for joining us, and I hope I pronounce your name right. Gethin Reese Bowen. Anyway, thanks for listening. And if it's okay, I'll put you on my if you want to be on my mailing list, you can sign up on my mailing list on my website, which there is a link on my Facebook page to my website, and you can sign up on the mailing list. Norah Jones. Boy, I don't know if I know anything by Norah Jones. And Miles Green is alive, so you can say that music is alive, but semi-live. I think you post your videos after the fact. Is that right, Miles? And I do that sometimes too. By the way, cheers. L'chaim. To life, l'chaim. L'chaim. That's another great musical. Fiddler on the Roof. And I'm really sorry, Gethin, I don't know anything by Norah Jones. I know I can do an instrumental. Hey, Miles, I used to do this song. Who was the singer that we both worked with? The blonde singer who worked out at Oak Brook, and she ended up, kind of making a little bit of a career as a singer. I can't remember her name. And Amy's got a little UK expression there for the toast. And I'll be going to Michigan, arriving there around July 8th, and I don't have any public gigs lined up right now. I have a private parties, and there's not very many live gigs lined up, but I will be continuing to do this broadcast, but I'm taking 2 weeks off. The first 2 weeks of July, we won't have any live piano bar, but ordinarily, just so you know, Over the Rainbow. Yes, I can do that song. And I will do Over the Rainbow. That's a beautiful song. Thanks for coming up with an alternate request. Makes me feel better. So I'll be in northern Michigan, and I'll taking 2 weeks off. First 2 weeks of July, there won't be any virtual piano bar. But then planning on the third week of July, I don't have the date in my head now. I'll start up again with the virtual piano bar. And so thank you. Anne-Marie Colette is showing up. I thought you were going to be at a late meeting tonight, Anne-Marie, but you came. Thank you for coming. So we have Eastern Canada. Anne-Marie, there's a listener from Wales in the UK who's listening now, and I'm going to do his request for Over the Rainbow. Over the Rainbow. Yeah, Miles. That was Lisa Pappas, and she used to do that Nora Jones song, which I can't remember. Or was it? Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, Why, oh, why can't I? Gethin wants to post his link for a fund he's raising for. That's fine. Yes, I'm raising funds for my concert here too. So we're all you can feel free to help out Gethin if you want to. So that's I see he sounds very sincere. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your asking first. So that's fine. Yes, you can. And since Anne Marie is here, and by the way, Anne Marie, I learned this song from a Canadian singer, and I said his name before and I can't remember it now. It's Michael Bublé. This Cole Porter song, and it has French lyrics in it, of course. And everybody, I think everybody here who has been here before has heard me do this song, and I dedicate it to Anne Marie. When love comes in and takes you for a spin, la la la, c'est magnifique. When every night your loved one holds you tight, la la la, c'est magnifique. But when one day your loved one drifts away, ooh la la la, it is so tragic. But when once more she whispers je t'adore, c'est magnifique. Comes in, it takes you for a spin, la la la, c'est magnifique. When every night your loved one holds you tight, la la la, c'est magnifique. But when one day your loved one drifts away, la la la, it is so tragic. But when once more she whispers je t'adore, c'est magnifique. C'est magnifique. All right, and Gethin has another request, and he has a very honorable charity he's raising funds for, and I'll check it out and consider giving an amount after my broadcast is done. And he has a request for Smile, Nat King Cole, and of course we musicians know that Charlie Chaplin, the great comedic movie star, wrote that song, Smile, and it's a beautiful song. I'm going to do that right now. And Miles Green also knows that. Of course, Miles Green is a performing musician in the Chicago area. And Will and Wendy are here having dinner, listening to the music. That's great. Good, so some good dining music. I played in restaurants for lots of years. One of them was Tuscany in Oak Brook, where Miles also played. And another one was Dal and DeLuca in Sedona, and they are just opening slowly. So I don't believe they have music yet. I've been in touch with them a little bit, but because I'm going to Michigan in about 6 days. I'm going to be focusing my attention there, and so smile when your heart is aching. It's such a challenge to do request songs because to be honest, I do a request song that I haven't done in a long time, and I may or may not remember all the words, remember all the melody, and I just do the best I can. And this is a training I got from playing the piano bars in Chicago. You have to be, you have to try, and sometimes it works great, and sometimes it doesn't. So, but this is such a great song. Smile when your heart is aching. Okay, I think I'm just going to go for it. Smile when your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you'll smile through your tear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness on. Though a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You find that love is still worthwhile, and life is still worthwhile, if you'll just smile. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you'll just smile. Yeah, that's one of the great American standards, although Charlie Chaplin was British, I believe. But yeah, fake it till you make it, Peggy says, even though it's breaking. Well, there's so many other great songs. I'm going to try that Irving Berlin song, What'll I Do? And we have our share of love songs today, so that's good. Love is in the air, possibly. Okay, I'm going to sing this Irving Berlin song. Gethin, I'm sorry, I don't know that song by Jim Reeves. I like Jim Reeves, but I don't know I Love You Because, but that, sorry I'm not familiar with that song, but if you can think of an alternate, I'll be happy to try that. Anyway, this is a beautiful love song in itself. This song by Irving Berlin called What'll I Do? And when Irving Berlin passed away, he was 101 years old, I believe, something like that, or close to it. And I happened to be in Singapore in 1989 when Irving Berlin passed away. And we got the news as we were just starting to play our gig. I was with the jazz quartet. And this is the song that I played to honor Irving Berlin when I was in Singapore, when Irving Berlin passed away in 1989 at the age of 101. Gone is the romance that was so divine, 'tis ended. You must go your way and I must go mine, and now that our love dreams have ended, what'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? Oh, we have a little trivia from Gethin in Wales in the UK, who happens to be listening to our show tonight, or today, whatever it is. It was a theme song for a well-known British TV sitcom called Birds of a Feather. How about that? And also Linda Ronstadt did a version of that, Miles Green says. And I know that because actually I listened to it today. I listened to Linda Ronstadt's version because I wanted to get the second chord. Gone is the romance that was so divine. And you know, that chord is hard to pick out because little music theory trivia. You start on a 1 chord in the key of C, which is C chord. Gone is the love song that was so divine. And you're singing a B natural in the melody. It's not intuitive that you would play an F chord. It's just not done very often. But Irving Berlin, the genius that he was, used the F chord for that second chord. Gone is the romance that was so divine. I mean, it's not even in the chord, but it just sounds right. There you go. So, I'm going to do another Irving Berlin song. Miles Green reminded me that Irving Berlin is my favorite composer, but I already knew that. You know, I'm going to check this mic cord. I think something's wrong with the mic cord. It's distorting a little. Hello, test. I'll fix that for next time. Every time there's something, as you know, if you watch this, you know there's some technical problem every time. But I don't even need to talk about it. Never mind. There may be troubles ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. There may be troubles ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Before the fiddler has fled, before they ask us to pay the bill, and while we still have the chance, let's face the music and dance. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then there may be teardrops to shed, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Dance, let's face the music and dance. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune, and then there may be teardrops to shed, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Dance, let's face the music and dance. Yeah, let's dance, face the music. All right, well, thank you for coming, everybody. I think we're going to wrap it up. I've been playing straight here for an hour and a half, which is I'm happy to do. Batteries on my lights are running a little dimmer here, but that's okay. It adds to the atmosphere, right? So, but every time we say goodbye, you know, I wonder why, and I die. That could be a song, and it is a song, and here it is. Every time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why a little. Why the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me, they allow you to go. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor. Every time we say goodbye. In a song from Phantom of the Opera, I know one song. me, that's all I ask of you. From the Phantom of the Opera. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. See you real soon. And by the way, I'll be back on for one more concert this month, Amy. Sunday. KY at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. MOUSE. All right. See you all, guys. And if you're able to leave a tip, that's great. Even a little tiny tip helps. So thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, New York City time, 7 p.m. on Sunday. That would be the, don't tell me, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 28th. Is that the 28th? Yeah, 28th of June, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Adios. Love you all. Thank you.